All right, kids. One more time. Take a look at those numbers now. I've got an upload of 67.94 megabits per second. I think we might actually be okay. I'm going to try getting Rory back one more time. See what we got here. Hey, buddy. I think we did it. I think. Look at the numbers now. 67.94. Let's do it one more time here.
There we go. You certainly sound pretty clear.
All
Oh,
right.
That's much better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mine's just the up that counts. So.
Wow. All right. What's my download? I mean, my upload. There we go. All right, kids. I think we're good. Bald Bearded Builder, welcome. Retro T says, just want to say, I think Mark was pulling your leg. At least I hope so, because I didn't see it either. Here we go. Let's take a look. Here is Retro CRT's fanfare. So kind of fun.
Nice.
Kind of fun, not too bad. Let me just clean some stuff up over here. And let's get some code written. What do you say, Rory? You up for that?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, let's do
Yeah.
it. Surly Dove's got a clip out there. Now you see how I work. That's why I'm married. What is it? Let's go see what's going on out here. That's why I married Mark Miller.
That's a lot about, yes. Now you see how I work. What's the most forbidden thing? That's why everyone's like, you can marry anyone. Please don't marry Mark Miller.
That's true.
Please,
That's how I got her.
for the love of all that is good in this world, do not marry that man. I'm like, he's the one for me. That's what I'm going to do.
Did you say that again like that? I really did. That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you hear that, Rory?
Did, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Okay, yeah, that's totally awesome. All right, so let's write some code today. Let's, speaking of writing code, do I have, where's my app? Looks like I don't have it up and running. Let's start it up. I think I may have to do some refreshing on some of my overlays here. Let's do that. Property, refresh. The, refreshing that one. And refresh the dice layer. There's something about refreshing that gets the Signal R connection to work. Sometimes if something dies or whatever, an app dies that's connecting and talking with Signal R, it seems like it doesn't quite reconstitute itself if I start a new instance of it. So I kind of have to it seems like I have to kind of start these all around the same time is what it seems like. Now if I click this, the text there should go away. Good. Cool. And I'm going to also refresh the drone game as well, just because I really don't like when all those coins are spinning at the same rate. At some point, we're going to look into that, Rory, and figure out why those coins are there. Test wave. Did we get a test wave? I didn't see anything from Fred. I might.
Working.
Let's see if I can give him like a thumbs up out here. Can we do that? There it is. All right. Test wave should probably work by now. Okay, cool. All right, so here's the deal. We've changed the die roller mechanism pretty substantially. And I want to make it so that we can, I'm just bringing up some pages here, so that we can essentially, I want to check all of the things that each of the players have, do the die rolls, and look for bugs and either fix them or document the bugs is what I want to do. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Got a dog up to the side. You're okay, dog. All right. So here's little cutie. And little cutie, let's bring up her actions. These are her actions. And over here is little cutie. Our version of the actions are over here. And so, for example, if we look at, wait, why doesn't little cutie have spells listed up here? Guiding bolt, she's got that. I am totally confused. Is it, well, let's go full screen here. So now we have spells. Wow. So interesting, when it goes half screen, like this, we lose our spells on the actions page. Oh, there we go. We get a new page called spells is what we get. I see. Okay. All right. Hey, little puppy, you're okay, buddy. You're okay. Hey, goat, you're okay. You're okay. Come here. Come here, buddy. You're okay. Yeah, you're okay. Go find mama. Little goat is our new puppy, and little goat needs to go find mama. You're still with me, Rory? Is that right?
I am here, yeah.
Okay. Is Rory's volume still
Just
okay?
trying to imagine the identity issues the dog's going to have later on.
Yeah. Thanks, Retro CRT. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let's do Bless first. So Bless, its effect says it's a buff, which basically means it increases the power of somebody. And there's not really anything we're doing on that. We don't have any code associated with Bless yet, but it does. We could add it later. It says whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack of the saving throw. So this is like something that I can give you. It's basically I'm giving you a d4 for later to use. So what happens now in here? Hey, Karen. Karen Mangicotti. Karen Mangicotti's on the phone. Karen Mangicotti, can you close my door, please? Because you're such a strong, powerful voice. Surly Dev made a clip, by the way, of that's why I married Mark, because people tell me what not to do. Okay, so Bless, we're looking for just the cast spell piece right here. Did I show Retro's Fanfare and I missed it again? Yes, Jetsam. Dude, I can't keep showing it. I cannot keep showing it. You guys are messing with me now. Just might have done. Yeah, might have done that. You saw it, right, Rory? You saw it.
I seem to have some vague memory, yeah.
Oh my God. You have a vague memory? All right, one more time, kids. Here it is. Retro CRT. It's pretty fun. It's not bad.
It's good. That's also the highest quality I've seen it in so far today, given the throughput of data that you've now got.
Oh, nice. Glad to hear that. Drone game. I'm refreshing the cache on that. I said I didn't like those coins all in sync like that. Why is that? It seems to happen, Rory, when there's a perf issue, is what it seems to happen. Yeah.
Which is kind of ironic, because normally when a perf issue happens, you can imagine things getting out of sync, not deciding to sync up suddenly perfectly.
Right. So we've got this special chat window here that the Dungeon Master can watch while the game is being played here. I'll drag it, I don't know, I'll throw it over here like this. And so we want to also tell the Dungeon Master what's happening. So the bless command can happen when the Dungeon Master hits the bless button on the page, or if I click it here. And then the cast spell corresponds to the roll dice command over there. So if the Dungeon Master then clicks on roll dice, or if I click on cast spell, then we should see, there you go, right there. So we see little, as in little cutie, cast bless, and there's the time right there in the whole D&D time right there. So it's basically bless starts at 11 with 37 seconds after the hour. And that is when bless is cast. The reason that's important is because the duration of bless is for 1 minute. So you want to do this in combat, because combat is broken down into 10 6-second turns, or rounds is what they're called. They're called a round, and in each round, all the combatants have a turn. So basically, this can last for 10 of those turns. That's basically what's going on there. And so for 10 turns, all those 3 creatures can choose. They can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or the saving throw. So it basically helps them kick some butt. So that is all good. In other words, we got a message that said we're casting it. That's all good. And now look at that. We even see the spell ending, although I'm seeing it twice.
Ooh.
I want to go after that because that looks like an easy bug to go fix. Let's go see if we can find that. I think it's going to be actually, I was going to do a search through everything, but I'm pretty sure it's actually, all my UI messages are up in this space here. So let's go find that. Ends at, I thought I hit Control F for find, but I don't see the UI. Here we go. Ends at, there it is. I've got a breakpoint there. Okay, so cool, I've got a breakpoint. So this guy right here, I'm going to close this down because I just started this up using a button on my Stream Deck. I'm going to instead start it up by hitting run so we get to our breakpoint and we can look at our call stack. That's what I want to look at. See, why are we ending twice? And change that because I don't want to confuse. I don't want this stuff happening in here for the Dungeon Master. I almost...
It is a little strange that that message duplicates, but the previous one doesn't.
Yeah. From a human standpoint, I agree with you 100%. But from a coding standpoint, I think we're going to see, oh, that's not strange. We see exactly what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go look at that. We'll initialize player data in the new window that I've just opened up and drag it over into this screen right here. Click over on Little Cutie. We'll cast Bless. So when I click that button, over here it says Little Cutie is ready to cast Bless. So it's just some feedback that the button worked, the button hit worked, and they're ready to go. So now then they're going to hit the roll button, or I'll click this button here. And I got a breakpoint. We don't need that. We'll run it. And so now, whoops, we got another breakpoint. All right, and so now we should see that Little Cutie cast Bless at 11:03:26. Now, if I come in here and I add a minute, we should get to the breakpoint and check out the call stack here. So what's going on? All right, hold on. I have a coder's feature request. Sometimes this happens during the show. We're dog food and code rush kids, is what we're doing here. What is happening here? Do we have to, we really, certainly did we blocked Boris Johnson? Isn't Boris like, I'm just thinking about the guy. He's like, he's, in the hospital.
Yeah, he's not feeling as good as
trying to work through his day. He's watching the show. He probably wanted to say something like, Rory, don't step outside, right? And we blocked him. All right, fine. I'll trust your judgment on this one. But let's see here. I wanted to do my, I didn't see it. I hit issue start. There it is right there. Okay, kids, here's the feature request. So I got my call stack, right? And I have to double click to get to someplace. But what I really want is, what is this over here? Is this, yeah, who cares? I don't care about this. I don't care about that at all. In fact, if anything, we can make that a simple little column somewhere here if we wanted to with an icon in it. I want to redo the call stack is what I want to do. And I bet we can do it not hard at all. But here's what I want to do. I want the call stack like it is on the left, okay, with syntax highlighting. So the most important stuff is higher contrast than the least important stuff. In other words, what executable it's from, we can just color code that. Syntax highlight these. So dhdm.exe is one color. dndcore.dll is another color, and they're lower contrast, right?
Mark, with scroll up in front of some of this. I'm not sure it's coming across terribly well.
No, you're right. You're totally right.
Some of it will be behind Fred as well.
And you know what? Can you give me a test close, Rory? Is that going to work? Did you try that already?
I've tried that already. Sadly, we have no chat room connection. I'm a little concerned as a result of that your own CR issue start may or may not have worked.
It did
Since
work the
that's in the
second
chat.
time.
Okay.
Oh, you think that? No, that's a different app. It's a different app. We should
Okay.
be good. All right. So one more time, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to trigger this. So we get this advancing by 1 minute. Here we go. So now we're back over here. Thanks, Rory, for that. By the way, Fred's here too. Let's get rid of Fred for a second. Fred, can Fred say goodbye? Fred cannot say goodbye right now. All right. So Fred's just gone. All right. So call stack is on the left. On the right is this vast, wide open space. Yeah, Fred's unresponsive. Vast, wide open space on the right. What I want is this. When we get here, like this point, I want the code. I want the right window to show me the code. Give me a couple lines above and below. Whatever will fit here, like this, up to the method, I think, right? And so I can scroll up and down. All it takes then is a click to now see the code. I just want to click, effortless click, or up and down arrow, like this.
So you mean like a right-hand side preview of
the
that
code?
location?
Absolutely. Why make me work so hard where I have to like think about? Because look at what I'm doing here. This is the UI here is not easy. I'm filtering out all of this text left and right. Because what I'm really caring about, really, the most important thing is the name of the method. It's not the parameters, really. That's secondary. The line number, I don't care about. Why would I ever care about the line number? Why is it in the same level of contrast and emphasis as this, the most important part? That's the most important part right there. So, so what I want to do is I want to get essentially a syntax highlighted call stack with preview. It's exactly the way this should be written, and it's not. That's what I want to do here, and I almost feel like we should prioritize this because it does. I don't think this is hard to do. We can do it right. We can do it really professionally, really well, and it's going to be useful, way more useful to be able to see this syntax highlighted. So again, I want the DLLs syntax highlighted. So everything that's like the DND core would be one color, for example, and everything that's the DHDM would be another color. Right there. Make those pieces syntax highlighted. Lower the emphasis of the pieces that are not important. Like lower the emphasis of we're essentially talking about the namespace and the class, right? I would maybe lower the emphasis on those, and maybe bold, but at the very least have this existing emphasis here, and then the parameters and the line number. I don't care about those. Lower the emphasis of those. Lower them all the way to, and then give me that preview off to the right. So I just click on it and I see the preview. Double click still takes me to it. Because otherwise exploration looks like this. Double click. Double click. Oh, what's that? Double click. Oh, did I click on the right one? Right? As opposed to, I want to be able to up and down effortlessly with one key, right? Up and down arrows and see the preview right over here. That's what I want. You're going to save me a ton of time. That's the feature. Surly says, I love how Mark is so critical about this. Well, it's absolutely, yeah, it's funny, Surly, because I've used this all the time. And I've kind of talked about this in the past a little bit with the devs, but it's just kind of, it's kind of like, as a throwaway kind of thing. But once I start looking at something, I start realizing, oh, here are all the problems of it, right? And I'm like, yeah, so we're going to call this feature request. We're going to call this call stack with effortless preview is what we're going to call this, and syntax highlighting. And I'm going to give them a separate spec when I get this email. I'll take a look at that and give that to them as well. Okay. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Okay, so I totally blew what I got to go trigger it again one more time. So we'll go to bless, we'll cast spell, we'll advance a minute. Here it comes. So we're coming from, let's take a look at where we're coming from. We're calling spell dispelled. So the spell is getting dispelled twice, it looks like. We might be able to solve that. End spell effects is where we're coming from. End spell effects. This is the only place spell ends I think it's coming from. Yeah, it's coming twice.
So does that mean we're creating two alarms of the same kind? And they're both expiring more or less at the same time?
Hold on. Hold on. You're going to go crazy on this. Just a second. Here comes another code rush issue, a feature request. All right, kids, second feature request on the previous one. I want to be able to hit a button somewhere on my call stack to take a snapshot of it. I want to take a snapshot right now, and I want it to remember each one of these pieces here in it. Got it? Then later, when I hit the second one, I want to do hit another button to show the diff between the last snapshot and the current one. Show me the diff. How did where are we getting in? Where's the different point on how we get in, right? Because right now I'm having to do this by hand, and this is not the first time I've had to do it. So I want a snapshot and a diff button so I can compare two different call stacks. That's what I want. You got any, what are your thoughts on that, Rory? Anything you
I
want
quite
to
like that. I'm assuming though that these score sets, because there'll be 2 different points of running, when you're using the navigation for this from the previous request, I'm assuming you don't necessarily need us to be running to then use this as navigation. So you can offline them, so to speak. You've finished running, and now you want to go and look at these 2 locations.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Absolutely. So what would that mean? So I bring up the diff or something compare, that would compare it, and then I could stop running?
Yeah, once you've captured once you've captured a call stack, maybe it's a tab or in a list of previously captured ones somehow.
Yeah.
And then you get to play with the different captures that you've got by diffing between them.
I totally agree with that, because this has also happened to me. I've stopped debugging and I'm like, wait, what was the call stack? Oh, it's gone. Yeah, I definitely want snapshot with a history of snapshots. I want those, save them. And all you have to do is save this data. I think that's all you need, right? If I make changes to the code and it invalidates these, then maybe we can get rid of those. Frank's there with us. Hey, Frank, how you doing, buddy? Do the call stack. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Can I get music up? Is anything working here? Hitting the music button? No, I got to refresh the drone game, it looks like. Properties, refresh. And okay, so what what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to take a screenshot of this is what I'm going to do, because I have no other tools to do this. Paste it in here, and we're going to hit run, get to the next time we hit it, and then we're going to compare the 2 side by side. This is what I'm doing manually, when what I really want is I want CodeRush to do this for me automatically. Okay, so let's get these side by side. So what do we got? Game, spelled dispelled, unspelled dispelled, dispel. We're calling, and here we're calling unspelled dispelled. Break concentration. So the second time we're calling break concentration. Okay, so I think what we need to do is break concentration gets me to unspelled dispelled, which is our event handler for it. Somewhere in here, I think we need a check. I think it's here, maybe. Break concentration goes to on. Break concentration goes immediately to unspelled dispelled. Let's see what's going on here.
But isn't break concentration something like interrupting rather than the natural conclusion?
Yes, it is.
So why would it be happening at all?
Under
these circumstances.
Well, the spell's no longer running, so the things that happen when so a spell has got things that happen, code that executes when it stops working. Right? So for example, while the spell is working, it might have an effect, like each of these folks get 1 D4. Now, when the spell expires, we have to take those D4s away. So code would execute during that time to take those away. If I break concentration with the spell, I still have to go out and take those D4s away. Does that make sense?
Sure. So the finale, kind of literally like a finally statement. Try finally.
It is exactly like that, is what it is.
But this finally is firing twice.
Yeah, what I don't...
Once because of the natural end of the spell, and once because it's been interrupted. And I don't think you can have a natural end and a being interrupted.
Well, I think what's happening is we're calling break concentration just in case. I think there's some extra code that just needs a check in it. What I'm not
Okay.
getting is on spell dispelled. Let's go see where that is being called from. On spell dispelled. Got it in 2 different places. There's break concentration there. So concentrated spell. Okay, here we set it to null right there. So there's that one right there. This is a different, is that a different trigger for the spell dispelled event? Nope, it's only coming in through that one place. I got to be careful here because D&D game kind of wraps the character's spell dispelled in a second spell dispelled here, right here. But now it's called player spell dispelled. But the actual event is actually the trigger and the event name are the same. So I'm in 2 different places with similar names. I just have to be careful with that right there. I think what I need to do is I need to somehow mark when the spell is dispelled. Is what I think the casted spell dot dispel. What's happening in here? Trigger dispel. So maybe, do I have like an active? Do I have an active sense? I don't know if I have an active thing in this or not. Casting. I almost feel like what we want to do here is, let me shut the app down. I almost feel like what I want to do here is I want to, yeah, it looks like my control of the music and everything is not working. And I don't get it or understand that. I'm slightly distracted here by the music not working. I kind of want to get that going. I'll definitely focus on that when you are when you leave. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say, look, active. Equals true. Does that make sense? It's a casted spell. Casting, consider casting. Casting with item. I'm going to say active is true here as well. What's the difference between casting and cast? Oh, because it might have a casting time associated with it.
Yeah. So until it has finished casting, it is not yet cast.
Okay, so I'm going to say active is true here. And on dispel, I'm going to say active is false. Okay, got DevExpress talking to me right now. Give me a sec. This one I think actually is going to find its way into here if I just leave this alone. I think player.dispel is going to call game.dispel, and game.dispel is going to find casted spell.dispel. That's how it's going to find its way down into there. So this down here is going to bring into that, give me there. Is that you, Rory, making that beeping sound? Maybe not. Did I lose Rory? Looks like I'm not yet lost, Rory. I don't hear Rory. Oh, there we go. Everything okay? Did we lose you?
Skype just crashed. It's gone.
Oh, man.
Loaded it back.
Let me just get back with my DevExpress guy over here. We'll answer later. I need a button that says coding live right now. We'll answer later. Just hit that button. Send that over there. Okay. So I think now I've got an active and an inactive. And now I think we can do this. So my idea is that if active If not active, then get out of here.
Okay.
That's what I think might fix this. Let's try running it and see if that fixes it. Meanwhile, I'm going to shut down and restart.
Seems pretty good.
I'm going to shut down and restart the. What's going on? So twice today we've lost control. That must. I almost think that I need to. There we go. Where's the other one? I almost think that I need to start it up running like we normally do here. Let's see. Okay, we're done there. I'm going to restart both of those. Here they come. Here they come. Uh-oh, one didn't work. What? No executable found matching that? That's not good. Hey, you're okay. You're okay. Hold on a second. All right, just had to do some yelling there. So that is not working.
It's not easy for you.
It's a tough day today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, look at that. Right there. Second time I did it, it started. That's weird. Okay. Wow. Let's see here. Let's refresh the drone game. Comes in like that. Can we get some music going? We can get music going. That's a little bit better. All right. But look at how quickly the coins, Roy, are starting to line up, right? On the left and right. The left sides and the right side.
Yeah, that's true. Circle of an R.
All right, let's try to duplicate the problem we had before.
This is an incremental effect.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to go and refresh the other overlays. At least my overlay refresh time is much faster than before, so I feel at least good about that. We're making some progress. Okay. Just refresh the dice layer, the front overlay, the back overlay. Where's my app that's running out here? Where are you, app? Here you are. Initialize player data. Is it going to work? If it doesn't work, it doesn't look like it's working. Okay, that means I got to restart this. It's that signal R thing. They've got to kind of start at the same time, it seems. It's like one starts and maybe tries to get the signal R and too much time passes. I don't really quite understand it. But, it's really that flying both things at once. Okay, one more time. Initialize player data. There we go. That one's stuck. All right, so one more time. Little cutie. Bless. So right over here in our chat, we've got a little cutie ready to cast bless right there underneath Rory Becker's drone. And we're going to click on cast spell. And there it is right there. And then we're going to click on add a minute. And we got one. We're going to get a second. We do get the second one still. So the alarm fired the first, what was spell duration? Okay, I need to look closer at this. Let's run it again and look at the first one versus the second one. One more time.
Is there any chance we're actively, when we say make ourselves an alarm, we're actually adding the alarm twice? So each independent alarm is correctly functioning, but there are two of them.
I don't know. I guess.
Mind you, before we had two different reasons, didn't we? We had a
break
concentration and an end. So that sort of puts the lie to that.
The break concentration was weird. I don't even know why I should get that. Let's try one more time. Click on bless, cast spell, Add a minute. Okay. Why are we calling, hold on, we got a so, hold on. Alarm spell duration expired. If concentrated spell is equal to casted spell, the one we just came in from the alarm, then we're going to call break concentration on that spell. And okay. And then we're going to call dispel. And coming in here, active is still true. Did we forget to set it to false? No, this is where we set it to false right here. So are we not coming out here? Let's set a breakpoint here. All right, let's do it one more time. Click, click, click. All right, so first breakpoint we get is here, and this is coming from break concentration right in here. And we step up further, it's there. So break, oh, thanks, Roy. So hold on, break concentration on spelled, this is in character, spelled dispelled. Trigger it, triggers up here, invoke it. Game spell dispelled. We call dispel on it here. That's just going to change the UI down below. And spell effects. So we're only ending the spell effects on it here. Yeah, that feature I asked for, Rory, would be awesome right now.
It'd be really handy if you could compare call stacks right now.
I have a feeling the difference is in like just a few characters, right in like somewhere in this space.
It's either a few characters, it might even be a line number. Some condition that says if A, then one version is, and then maybe a second time later on, but only under certain conditions.
Yeah. So we've triggered the event on spell dispelled, but we haven't called dispel on it yet. Actually, break concentration is in character.
It's not possible, is it, to highlight the call stack and copy it to the clipboard by any chance?
Yeah, I think it is actually.
In some other fashion.
I think it is.
Maybe there'd be some online tool that just do a handy diff.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. Let's do that next time I get in here. The other piece that's interesting about this is we're not actually calling dispel. We could call it here. Now here we're on spell dispelled. This is the trigger in character. If we go down to dispel, I think we have another one. That is spell.trigger dispel, which is, oh no, this is only going to do the code. That's only going to execute the code for it. So break concentration is called here, here, here. Okay, I think I have an idea. If this dot active, like this, then we're going to do these two lines of code right here. I think we're getting closer to the solution is what I think we're getting. Let's go ahead and run it. See what happens here. And now we're in. And now we're in. Now with the new code, let's see if we can get it to work. We might have to restart it. Add a minute. Okay, there's one. Now we're in dispel. Right? And we're coming in twice. Oh, but wait. I think here we're okay though, because we're no longer active and we're getting out. But we still come back here.
Is it something simple like the message is being raised from within dispel, but also in end spell effects? We're messaging ourselves twice. Although we've not seen end spell effects in the course.
No, I think we've seen it. We have. End spell effects is the piece that contains the thing that's being called twice. End spell effects is being called twice, is what's happening. I was just, where was I? I want to go back to here, I think. And I think what I want to do is something like this. Look, hey, if this dot active, then I can go ahead and I can dispel and I can do all of this like this. And maybe just flatten this conditional right here. Perf issue. That took too long to bring up there. Kids, hold on, let's do this right here. All right, kids, I'm trying to bring up the coders menu, and I just saw a pretty big perf issue there. I think, let me see if I can recreate it here. Like this, and now I'll paste that in, I'll select it, I'll hit B to embed in braces, then I'll come up here and hit the coders key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Way too long for that to come up. Flatten conditional. Way too long for that to come up. Take a look at the logs. Let me go put the perf issue out here. I've been back from ages. Codebase outline, or back for ages rather. That's perf. The action menu. Boom, like that. All right, that issue's put out there. Okay, so I'm thinking that might solve the problem right here. Let's try that and just run it. And one more time. We're out of bless spells because we've used up all our spell slots. All right, bless, cast spell, add a minute. Here's one. There's our dispel. That looked like that fixed it. All right, so let's take a look over here. Yeah, there we go. So I'm okay with the solution for now. It feels a little bit like I'm, you know, the structure of events is a little bit confusing to visualize. So
Yeah.
I kind of acknowledge that the code is maybe not as beautiful and sweet as it could be, but at least we got there. So there's one thing. We've done one thing now. Click on light. What's going on with light here? Let's
Bushwhacker, little cutie.
click on light and see what it says for that. Touch object, no larger than 10 until the spell ends. So it lasts for an hour. Does not require concentration. So we can cast it. And there we go. So these two are good. Right there. Started at 11:40. Let's add an hour and see if we see it dispel itself. This looks good. The D&D alarm has gone off. Is it active? Yes, it's active. Sweet. And so now do we see the message inside the chat room? No. Oh. That's not good. All right. So let's figure out why. Okay, one more time. Cast light, cast the spell. There you can see behind Roy Becker Code Rush, we cast the lights. Add an hour. All right, why aren't we triggering the alarm here? Fire alarm, dispel, spell. So this triggers the dispel on the spell itself, but it doesn't on spell dispelled. Oh wait, hold on here. I think that it's a sequencing problem. Is that if we get in here, is it? Let's go over here. That stops us. So the line of code we just added stops this from now coming down here, is what's happening. So I think what we need to do here is change the order of this to this. So we'll trigger the event. This is going to trigger the event. Or no, wait, this changes its active state. This triggers the event. So it triggers the event. Fred is waving. Right there. There's Fred. Fred's back. And this sets its active state to false. And calls low level dispel code. The evaluates is a better word. Associated with this spell. Okay, so let's run that. Let's try one more time. So light, cast spell, and let's go look over here. What do we got here? So ready, cast light, add an hour.
Yep.
We're now saying it. We're now sending the message out, and so I think that worked. There you go. Better.
Yeah.
Good. Right. Starts at 13, ends at 14. Sweet. Okay, there's the light spell. Okay, good. So I'm going to say light and bless are kind of working. We don't have the extra code that's needed to make each of these work.
Bushwhacker, little cutie.
Right. So what's this right here? Spell ends object says bright light. So that's not really anything. This is more the dungeon master would maintain and do all this. This is one we can add code to, but we haven't done it yet. All right, let's look at command. One word command. Duration is 1 round, so it's essentially instantaneous. So what we should see here, ready to cast command, spell slot 1. Click here, ready to cast command and spell slot 2. Let's go ahead and cast spell. Cast command. There, we're done. And it's not active anymore because it's just a one-time kind of thing. And it looks like, hold on, so now we've got, this is coming in now. So, oh, that's actually kind of super interesting. That's actually working exactly the way we want it to, right? If you look at if we look at the duration, its duration is 1 round, right there. The Code Rush spaceship is flying by it. 1 round is 6 seconds.
That's the 6-second difference right there.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I just, I'm trying to take a balance between noise, right, and lack of noise. All right, I think I'm okay with it for now. So because the other thing is like, well, don't don't show it at all. I'm also, wondering about the value of doing this right here. There are like a few spells that take like 10 days of casting time to cast. These are high level spells. So in those cases, it makes sense. But in most cases, having the date doesn't make sense. And I'd want to reduce that noise. I'm thinking about that. All right, so those two are working. Let's go look at the stat sheet here. Let me hide the scroll for now for a second here. Let's go to little cutie.
Right, Mark, I'm afraid we've reached that point in the day where I sadly have to take my leave, but we'll happily be back tomorrow.
No worries. No worries.
All right, bud.
All right, buddy.
Good to see internet has recovered. This all seems to be a lot higher quality than we had at the start.
It is. It's awesome. Thanks so much, buddy, for showing
All
up.
right, bud. We'll catch you tomorrow then.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, kids. Take your leave. Take your leave. Yeah. Surely likes to push the system to the limits. Look at the frame rate. Okay, so I wanted to see what spells we had here. We have bless, we have command, cure wounds. We're looking for 1d8 plus 4 healing on cure wounds. That's in the level 1. We also have it in the level 2. So let's see if that works out in as correctly. So cure wounds. Here we go. And 1d8 plus 4. I see it here as well. Let's roll the health. Do we see 1d8 plus 4? There's the 1d8. It's magic. Plus 4. That's correct. All right, good. Cure wounds 2. How does this look over here, by the way? I'm okay with that. Because it's instantaneous. It has no duration, so we're never going to say when it's over. So I'm okay with that. Lila's ready to cast Cure Wounds in spell slot 2. 2d8 plus 4. Roll health. Nice. All right, 9 plus 4. That's working. Good. Next. Guiding Bolt. Ready to cast Guiding Bolt in spell slot 1. It says 46 over here. What do we got here in Guiding Bolt? 46. Radiant damage. Radiant. Roll the attack. These are 46. And it's an attack.
It's a
Excellent.
hit.
Okay, that looks good. One thing I noticed that I wanted to change is when I notice we've got the magic ring spinning around right up here. When we come up here and we say, hey, let's do a deception check, skill check, when we execute this, the uses magic checkbox right up over here is still checked, but these never use magic. So what I need is to clear that, because we're going to get that ring around there. So we want to clear that. So let's figure that out. Skill check. Is it... Is there like a button? RB skill check checked. Skill check. What's this? Where am I? Prepare roll. I think, here we go. This is where I think the issue is. Let's try it. Okay. So I want to say CK. That's what I want. CKB is match is check. Equals false. Let's see what happens there. So uses magic, check it, come over here, do an insight skill check, and it's cleared it for me. Okay. Minor issue, but wanted to fix that. Okay. Let's keep going. Guiding bolt, level 2. Did I do that? I don't think I did. Guiding bolt at level 2. It's going to be 5d6 plus 7 to hit. Let's roll the dice. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5d6. Yep, 5d6 plus 7. Do I get a plus 7 on that? It's a 2. I didn't see my plus 7. I didn't see my plus 7 on it. I didn't see my plus 7 here either. It looks like I've lost my my modifier. Oh, whoa, I got it here. I got the plus 7 there. Roll that attack. Yeah, things are really slow. Getting a new computer maybe today.
Serious damage.
Sorry, I was slightly distracted here. 14. I think that was added to plus 7. Guiding bolt level 2 has a plus 7. Will the plus 7 come out? All right, I'm going to dock to see if I can get some performance back, Sterling.
Hits.
6 plus 7 is 13. Why did I lose it the other time? I don't understand that. What? Let's make the hidden threshold like 29%.
Spectacular miss.
I got the plus 7. I don't know how I lost the plus 7 on that. It looks like it was so there. Wait. We've got more clips coming in here. Retro CRD gets the overkill production treatment. Shirley Deb is jealous of the overkill production for that pantry. Really? I don't think Shirley Deb's jealous. Shirley Deb has got a lot to be thankful for. Right, Shirley Deb? In fact, the more you think about it, the less likely it is that, you know, you're surly when you think about it, right? Okay, so I guess those are both looking good. Those two, let's look at heroism. Jealousy is not in my dictionary. Heroism. Bravery until the spell ends. A creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier 4. Spellcasting ability modifier. Is it 4? Yeah, it is. She's got a charisma of 19 right there, the bottom number right over there. And she's got a +4 over there. So that is definitely correct. That's a 4, and that's correct. I have no code associated with this, but I want to add code. Maybe we'll do this tomorrow. When spell ends. So basically, duration lasts up to a minute, requires concentration. That's what that icon with the swirling kind of eyeball kind of means. It requires concentration. Let's cast it and see what happens here. Let's look at here. Ready to cast heroism. We're going to cast it. Okay, so she's casting heroism. There it is right there. Let's add a minute. You should see it dispel automatically. There it is. It ends automatically right there. So that is working. Look at what's happening here, though. Notice that when I switch to another page, heroism goes away. When I come back to the spells page, heroism comes back. The reason it comes back is because there's a property in the data that says, hey, I'm thinking about casting the spell, or I'm casting the spell, or I cast this spell, right? I think when the spell ends, if that happens to match, we want to take that down is what we want to do. So we want to look in character. I think on spell dispelled. Is that what we want to do? It's only coming from break concentration though. Concentrated spell, dot dispel. Trigger dispel. Son Goku XXXXXX is now following. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Doing some Dungeons and Dragons coding over here. Yeah, you can do a PR on the drone controls. This is me. Right? Fred's the same way. I don't care, man. You can do that. I'm over here in the D&D app trying to mess with this. So you want to do stuff on the drone controls? You absolutely can. You know what I'd like to do, Surly, is I'd like to create a separate chat room to control it from, but the secret to make that work is the bot has to join that chat room, and then also we want the bot to be able to tell people that try to control from the main room that hey, we should go to the other one. But did we actually? I think I heard that Twitch was getting rid of secondary rooms. Are you developing a D&D game? Kind of. We're developing the Dungeons and Dragons graphic effects, which you see here. That are for another. Yeah, they've gone. Those rooms have gone. That's not good. That's too bad. We could use a Discord channel. Oh, really? I don't know how to do that. Do you want a Discord server? I have no idea. I don't know how to answer that question, Shirley. I'm like, You want to build me something? I'm happy to use it. Happy to do that if you want to. So to answer Son Goku's question, yeah, if you go out to this location right there, twitch.tv/dragonhumpers, that's a Dungeons and Dragons live stream, and we're building the live Dungeons and Dragons effects for that stream. Fred is a player on that stream right over there, Fred, and I'm a player, and we've got a couple other folks that are players on it. And so the effects include die rolls and spell effects, blood, like from when we take damage. Let's do some of that. We haven't done that in a while here.
Merkin Bushwhacker.
So if I want to inflict damage, come in here, do this. Oh, that's what damage looks like. I can add some health as well. We've got some spell effects, including like seriously cool stuff, right? I've got effects spinning around me. Particle 3D effects spinning around me. I dare you to find that anywhere else in the world. I think that doesn't exist anywhere yet. We can change wealth. For example, let's add 99 gold. And there it is, coming from the ceiling like that. That sort of thing. So we have different effects that are happening. The die roll effect is here. I can do a crazy over the top test all damage. Here it comes. These are a lot of the different kinds of damage dice that are out there. Yeah, it's open source, but the graphics are not open source. So all the source code is totally open source, but the graphics are all been licensed locally. So that's kind of what's going on with those. I'll give you a link to the source code though. It's actually, the source code is also the same that controls the, it's also the, not the Mr. Announcer bot. It's this one right here. I'll put this in the chat room. There it is right there. So that's minus all of the assets. So the assets are licensed just to me, and I can't, part of the license restrictions are I can't go put those out and give those to everybody else. However, if you're interested in getting them to make your own, I recommend elements.envato.com. It's relatively low cost. Their quality is pretty high in general, and their selection is relatively high. So I can come in and say, look for some stock video, look for maybe like a fire swirl maybe. Let's see if they've got anything for, whoops, let's spell fire right. This. There you go, look at that. Sweet. I could use this for the game for a spell effect. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I totally love that. Yeah. So I just download the stock video, I convert it to PNGs using Adobe After Effects and Adobe Premiere, and then we get those effects. Those effects come in with the die rolls and things like that. For example, Willie, am I at a breakpoint? Looks like I'm at a breakpoint here. Okay, let's just run it for now. Okay, Willie
Shaker
got an attack with his, he can make with his short sword. If we say the target is flanked, he's got a special option to do a sneak attack. He can do the sneak attack, and then we roll the attack. Watch the effects here for a sneak attack. The dice come in smoke, right? With a big poof of smoke where the die lands. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, does anyone want to join Mark's new unofficial Discord server? I guess. Do I have to do this too, Surly Dev? I did, by the way, create one for Code Rush. I've created a Code Rush Discord server, Surly, but I haven't told anybody about it because I'm like, yeah, one more thing to have to go through. I don't think I'll have time to go through that and stay on top of that. So if you want to talk to me after the show or privately, how come we're not there? All right, fine. Bringing it up right now. What do I have to do to get you guys into this thing? What do I have to do? Just tell you what it is? Yeah, you're not there because I was like, oh God, I can't keep on track, stay on top of one more, you know, social media thing. Where is it? I just started Discord. Where are you, buddy? Over here? Okay. No, thanks. Here is what I did. It's Code Rush. What do I have to do to get you guys in here? Tell me, teach me. In the second column, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'll gladly look after it for you, by all means. How do I get you in here? Invite people. There we go. Boom. Let me get this off this screen. Send me a DM if you don't want any private stuff showing up here. How do I get you in, Surly? I don't think I got you. You say drop down. Do you want me to bring it back up or no? That's it. Copy the link and paste it in chat or DM. Oh, is it just a link I can do? Oh, here we go. Or send a server invite link to a friend. Hidden, use copy button. Okay, sweet. Boom. Here it comes right here. There it is, kids. Boom. Take it. Run with it. Now I expect to see you in here and everybody be good too. Yeah. All right. More things for me to do. Okay. I just want to see what. That's a mess. That's kind of a mess. Do I have a 3? That's 3. Do I have a 4? I don't have a 4. Oh, no, wait, I do. Kind of does that. Huh. All right. Let's clean up some of these coins here. Okay. So let's see. Let's go back over. What did we have? We had heroism, cast spell. We tested that already. Aid. Okay, just a cast spell, and that should fix that. Did I lose my chat? No, it's here. So we just casted aid. Excellent. Aid lasts for 8 hours. Yeah, definitely want to write some code. We'll work on the code for this tomorrow. So 8 hours. That means if I had a long rest, it should go away. Maybe 3 of these. Let's try and get these both on screen at the same time. So okay. So 1, 2, 3. Short rest is I think 2 hours long, right? 15. We're 6 hours later. Add 1 more hour and add 1 more hour. Now we should see it. There you go. Little aid spell ends. Okay, good. So that's good and working. It feels good. Enhance ability. Duration up to 1 hour. Requires concentration. Cast the spell. Now let's see what happens if I want to cast another spell that requires concentration, like Bless. It breaks it immediately or no? Ready to cast it. So we haven't broken the spell yet, enhance ability. If I choose cast it, now what's going to happen? Ooh, nice. That's what I was hoping. Break concentration with enhance ability. And look at this. It's in both places. Break concentration with enhance ability, 59 minutes. I'm going to say no. And it drops it over here. Nice. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so that's good. That's definitely what I wanted. An hour left. So when we add an hour, good. So the spell casting pieces seem to be working pretty well. What's next? Enhance ability, enthrall. I feel like I want a roll saving throw kind of thing. That if we click cast spell and there's no dice roll required, which is right here, that we roll the dice and does a saving throw against the spell save DC, which you can see is in the upper, right up there where I'm pointing underneath the word code rush. That 15 up there is the spell save DC. Do monsters have advantages or disadvantage on saving throws? I wonder if they do. I think they do. Yeah, I was going to try and optimize this, but I think some monsters have bonuses to saving throws, like wisdom saving throws and things like that. Let's double check that real quickly. Get to the rules here. Yeah, they have bonuses for saving throws. Is what it looks like to me. Adds appropriate saving modifier based on the monster's stats and compares to the spell's caster's save DC. We could just throw out a D20. I almost think I want to create another command to save against it. Another page for the Dungeon Master of buttons. That's what I think I want. Pudding gets the first message ever inside the Discord server. Gavin's in there. University student here learning some C+ game dev. Ha. Where are you on Twitch? All right, fine. It's taken off. Now I've got to go pay attention to Discord. Thanks a lot, everybody. Now I got something else to do. We've only got general. Do I need to add more text channels in here, kids? Tell me what I need to do. That's what we got so far. Let me know what we need. Retro CRT is in there as well. All right, kids. Let me know what you need in there. What kind of groups. I'll do my best to stay on top of it. Let's create something new here. So I'm thinking about like a button that is it's kind of like an enemy saving throw button. And if you click that, then we get to some options to basically specify their modifiers, whatever those are. Something like that. And I think that this could also be go into negatives as well, maybe a little bit. Just come up with some of the common ones here, I think. And then we need the number of dice to roll as a button, I think, as well. Two dice. Or one die, two die. Is there anything else we need? Oh, we need this. We do need. We need one more thing here. Two dice. So this represents the number of monsters that we want to roll the saving throws for. Hold on one second. You whisper to me on Discord? Or did you do it on Surly Dev? I'm talking to you. Or did we do it on this? I'm coming here on the stream to see if I got any whispers. Doesn't look like it's on Twitch. Oh, no, wait. Maybe it is you over here. I got you here. Okay, cool. I got you. Okay, let's talk offline. We're going to do that. All right, Surly, let's do that. I can't do it today, but I can do it tomorrow. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm imagining the buttons that are the Dungeon Master will have access to. So this is for, these are for setting the modifier for the roll. It's the modifier. This is the roll. And then we need the threshold is what we need. And this is what we need to roll monster saving throws or enemy saving throws. we need the threshold. The threshold is going to be what number they've got to get above to make this work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc., all the way up. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. The thing is that this threshold should be set most times by the last spell cast, I think. And I also think that if I click any modifier, that should tell the DM what the current threshold is. Like this. In the chat window. So we come in, we click one of the modifiers. The chat window says the current threshold is this, set by the last spell cast, right? Because often we cast a spell and immediately we need to roll the dice, and then so we'll come in. The modifier is going to be reset to 0 as well, I think. Reset to 0 after a spell is cast. Like that. So the process would be like this. The DM would come into the enemy saving throw page, click a modifier if needed. It's reset to 0 by default. The threshold would be set by the last spell cast. So if we just cast a spell, they don't have to do anything there either. All they have to do is just hit roll 1 die, 2 die, 3 die, or 4, and those are the d8s that come out. And then they get to assign kind of which enemy is to who. The thing I don't have is there's no ability yet for a DM to assign an enemy name to an index on the dice being rolled. That does not exist yet. But I kind of want that. In other words, if we have 4 enemies and they're named, Bob, Sue, Jane, and Derby, I want those names to be associated with the indexes, so when the dice come out, you see the names showing up with those enemies. And I kind of want to do it in the chat. I want the DM to be able to say this: 1 is equal to Bob, like that. 2 is equal to Derby, or whatever it is, Jane, Sue, whatever the names I said, like that. And now by doing this, I'm assigning names to indexes, and then now if I roll 3 dice, the first one, that sort of thing, those will all be indexed out. I could also have, in addition to this, I could also do this, roll by index here, and so this would say die 1, and this would say die 2. And all this is coming on a Stream Deck. So it's basically an array of buttons, just like this right here. This is what I'm using to control Fred. Fred thinks he's got plans for the weekend, but it's just because I hit the button right there. Sorry, Fred, bad news. But you're not as sentient as you appear. What do you think about that, buddy? Yeah. Got good upload speed still, so I'm happy about that. So it's just coming out on the Stream Deck. So I want to basically, I'm kind of working through the UI on this. So this would be die number 3, like that, and this would be die number 4. So this would, this kind of setup would allow up to, I think something like 8 enemies across the bottom, like this, that we can individually control. And then the DM just needs to remember which number is which bad guy. And then we could have dice that come out that have the names of the bad guy in them because the DM did this. So a die comes out with the word Bob underneath it. That's kind of cool. I kind of feel like we should do that this week as well. That's what I feel like we should do. All right, so a little bit of that. Let's do this. I'm going to get out of here. I need to take care of some Dev Express stuff pretty ASAPly out here. Surly, well, let's try to get together tomorrow. Do you have time, certainly in the morning or evening? Let me know tomorrow. I guess when I say morning, I mean before I start the show or after I end the show tomorrow. Tell me what's best for you. Let's meanwhile go out and see who we can raid. All right, we're sending you to Brian Lagunas. Tell Brian I said hi. Thanks for being with us today, kids. We will see you tomorrow. Boom.